Hey everybody, welcome back to Gamerz Podcast. We know we are a little late. We'll get into that in just a moment, and we'll get into some other stuff too in just a moment, right after this. Welcome back. We're here to talk about games. We're here to talk about some other stuff.
Yeah.
So we are late today. Would you like to explain why, CJ?
We're late today because it's twofold. One, for whatever reason, despite my laptop being on yesterday, it decided that today was going to be the day it was going to update. God, I like stalled out like 84%, going, I'm almost there. And the second one was, no, this is not why I was late. This is why I was, to answer your first call, was I found myself playing Halo. Now, before you beat me up on this, right? It was a conversation with the wife. We're discussing where I'd started off gaming on Xbox. And found myself getting an Xbox original, obviously with the Halo, and it kind of went from there.
Pretty much anybody who started gaming on Xbox started with Halo.
Well,
if you're older.
Yeah, there's a few people go, oh, you want the first Xbox, like 360?
Yeah. Oh, no.
What, the one before
360 that? Was not the first Xbox.
Yeah, so it's quite enjoyable. Because on the fly, you just push one button, it'll flick straight back to the old graphics. So you can flip, whatever way you want to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm actually enjoying it, mate. It's stress-free. It's just, turn it on, game, whatever.
The first two games, when it came to Halo, the as bad and as short as the first, or not the first, the second game was when it came to the campaign.
Really short.
Yeah, I was shocked when it ended. I was like, really? I mean, because
so
it felt
short.
Like you were playing the first game forever. And it's
yeah, because like the first game's, compared to the second one, the first game's a big game.
Yeah.
And I remember buying the second one thinking, this is different, this is good. And I was like, okay, well, that was a hard level. Oh, game's over. What? Is that it?
Yeah. I was completely, because it was good. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Halo 2 campaign story was good. It just all of a sudden, oh, it's over?
It was more, it seemed like it was more of an extension and an add-on than a full game. Well, maybe
because
not.
What they really wanted to push out was the multiplayer. Because unfortunately, Halo is not popular because of its campaign. It is popular because it revolutionized multiplayer.
But I don't like the multiplayer. I'm making a point of not touching it. When I'm back in the day, I'd just try it, and I thought it was absolutely pants. And it's very clicky.
My son's fantastic at Halo multiplayer. I mean, he's actually played tournaments, come in second place and stuff like that. But I can't do it, and my son can take those plasma grenades and he can just throw them and stick them to people across the map. It's like, how the fuck do you do that?
So so that's kind of where I was late, and I kind of got just drifted off today doing my thing. I had a hard day at work this morning. Trust me, that's
all right. We'll forgive you this time because it's not the first time. People who watch streamers and stuff like that, they've seen it happen. It's just the guy's in the middle of a stream playing a game, and the next thing you know, all of a sudden his stream is gone because his PC decides to update.
Yeah.
don't ask me why Windows put that in there to where it's just going to shut your computer down and say, hey, I'm updating now, instead of giving you the choice.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But who cares? We're here.
We've made it.
We know we weren't here last year. That was
last year.
No, I mean last week. Last year. I'm already into 2019.
It's seriously been that long, honestly. Yeah.
But yeah, we weren't here last week. That was a technical malfunction on our part. There was basically me and CJ were arguing over meeting deadlines, and I just said fuck it, and I left in the morning. I went to do other things, and I went, screw this.
So professional. You went for coffee and pancakes. So while you guys were sat there eagerly just awaiting what was going to be happening, yeah, he was pancakes. So there we go.
So
Well, I haven't
anyway,
brought YouTube.
Anyway, there is a congratulations I'd like to put out there. This weekend, the 24 hour of Le Mans ran on iRacing, and the Sim Pit, which of course people who watch know I race with the Sim Pit and other places. I was not part of the endurance team, so I couldn't devote the time to that. But the Sim Pit team actually came in first place with
Get in, my son.
They came in first place for their class, 8th place overall for the 24 hours of Le Mans. So congratulations to the Sim Pit. Great job, guys. And to be honest with you, I think it's pretty amazing because it is the first time it's the first time the Sim Pit has run a team, and it's their first race together. And I think they did an amazing job. So congratulations to you guys. And,
excellent.
Oh yeah. So and also, and the nice thing about that, not only was Sean Cole, but part of that team was Billy Strange from Billy Strange Racing. So we had some really class acts in there racing our cars, and the rest of the team, I do believe of Brandon Waters, Joe Antonio, Chris Barnett or Barrett, I forget his name. And there was a couple other guys. I can't remember everybody's names right off the top of my head, and I apologize for that. But congratulations to you guys. And now, so you had your celebration week for your Greats 1 year anniversary.
It was it's exhausting, mate. It was. Any other week you can race, do like 7 events through the week, and it's an ordinary week. But it was a long week. I kind of felt the pressure. It really was. I don't know why. Just because I wanted everything to go really well, and because it was such a big deal. But a good raffle. Went to set some good prizes and stuff. One person wasn't happy, but they've now left.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah. I bought a ticket. Why didn't I win? I didn't win. God darn it!
I bought a ticket and didn't win anything in the raffle. Oh, geez.
It was a live draw. We had no control of what numbers getting pulled. And and
then he complained. It seemed the admin won all the prizes. If you'd been watching the live stream of that on Facebook, you would have saw that only one of the owners, admin, whatever, actually won a prize first thing, and then they both refused any other further prizes they won.
Yeah, because like the star prize, my number came up for the star prize,
and I called it
the custom controller, and I said, oh yeah, so
I knew your number was going to come up for that controller.
I can't believe it, because it came up and I was like, oh my god, this you couldn't write this. This doesn't happen. It's obviously. As much like the controller, I'm going to say no.
To be honest with you, you do that again. Just don't buy it. Don't include yourself in it. That's just the easiest way to do it. Don't include yourself. Don't buy your.
The thing was, we were expecting a lot of people to buy the tickets, and
that's tough.
We didn't get as many as we thought. We got a few, but not as many as we thought.
Yeah, but that's tough to do because you got guys who, I mean. Now this is just me. A chat pad for the controller, and then the TV tuners. Well, I have no use for a TV tuner. Controller, I don't know. I can go buy a controller. I can have one made. To me, it's just like for me personally, and I'm not talking for everybody else. This was just me personally. I didn't see anything that I really wanted, so there was no point to be part of the raffle.
No, I mean, it's a raffle. I mean, it's like, well, what sort of, I mean, I suppose, do you want to win a console? Yes, win a console. Right, well, we've got to generate the funds for the console. I mean, as it started out as we were going to do the controller. Mm-hmm. And we thought, right, can we raise enough funds for the controller? And we did. And funds were still coming in. And I always said from day one, and I said this categorically, if we get any funds that are above the cost of the controller, they will be used to purchase further prizes. I'm not going to hold on to anyone's money, because it's people's money. That had to be transparent, and it's the way it went. It's the way it went. We end up with more money. Myself and Dal putting more money in just so we had a decent range of prizes of people to sort of win. So there we go.
Yeah. So, and congratulations to your main prize winner of the controller, Richard Cope.
Richard Cope, yes.
There he is on screen. You're now famous, Richard. We like.
Thing is,
we like
he's
to
not one of
that.
our. Yeah, he's not one of our, I'm supposed to say, regular drivers. He makes it when he can. He's a very, very busy man, and when he is online, he's a pleasure to have in the lobbies and obviously in the game and stuff. So it's quite nice that he won it. I've told him that there is a payment plan when he's set in place for the controller. But no, I'm only joking. No, he's more than happy with the controller. I'm happy the whole week went well. I'm glad it's done and dusted because I can get back to just like normal gaming and stuff now. So
yeah, normal gaming. Going back to normal gaming, yeah. And speaking of normal gaming, new release for Race Room came out on Wednesday.
Dun, dun, dun.
A new update. They've updated a few things, and they've added a whole new class of racing. They've added the FIA WTCR classes.
Okay.
And it's just fantastic to have some touring cars finally up on or really good, decent touring cars up on Race Room, which is, of course, I've said before, my favorite sim. Hey, let's take a look at this here. This is just a phenomenal cars. I mean, they've got 7 cars. They've got Audi. They've got a Volvo. They've got Cupra, Alfa Romeo. And here, let's play this video because this is just a. Let me rewind this back. The stage is yours. This was just. I'll even expand it for you all to see. And
this is on Race Room, yeah.
This is on Race Room, and it's just some class. I love touring cars, and I know you like touring cars too.
I do. The thing with touring cars is, I mean, obviously console, you're very limited. There's a lot of talk in the communities. People want a new Talker. They want an up-to-date, up-spec Talker for next-gen gaming. Not a Project Cars, not a Forza, nothing that's a collaboration of all different manufacturers and stuff. They want a Talker, a new Talker game. Because I can guarantee you, if one came out, it would be a complete sellout. Because at the moment with Project Cars and stuff, yes, there's touring cars in there, but there's so much content missing. There's tracks and so many cars missing. And if they could, pull the finger out and get the game with all the licenses and the tracks and everything else like that, it would be absolutely epic. It really, really would. Anybody who obviously raced, the old Talker games back in PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, remember how much fun they were. I mean, the graphics weren't great, but they're like loads and loads of fun. And you had loads of content and stuff as well. It's long overdue, and I think it needs to be put into play. I know for me personally, if I find that there's a new Talker coming out, I'd snap it up a bit. I know a few others would as well.
Well, I know there's a lot of people happy now because there's been proof of life given for a game we've talked about in the past, GTR 3, coming from Simbin. Proof of life has been shown. They're actually showing it at Gamescom. They're actually bringing gameplay out. They've showed new pictures of it. We got some footage here on Race Department. They've got some articles. You can find articles everywhere. They've got stuff posted on Twitter and all that stuff. But they've been showing some really nice graphics, which of course they're using the Unreal Engine. Mm-hmm. And everybody's assuming because Race Room actually comes from Simbin, the original Simbin studios, and now of course Sector 3 is the one who's all responsible for Race Room, but Simbin was one of the originators, and you of course had it came from games like Race 07 and stuff like that, and what people are thinking, because as beautiful as I think the graphics are just fine and everything for Race Room, because it's just, I mean, I don't need Forza quality graphics if I have a great racing game. If I have great physics, if I have great everything in the game. I don't need those 4K 1080p, absolutely look realistic.
Well, I mean, look at the guys using VR. The guys using VR,
Oh no, did we just lose CJ?
It's about the experience and the game doing it. I mean, some of the games out there aren't the best graphics, but the gameplay is fantastic.
Yeah. Because you still got Automobilista and R Factor 2. I mean, R Factor 2 is updating. They're on DirectX 11, and they're actually adding day-night cycles and rain now in the new updates that they're bringing out.
Mm-hmm.
Automobilista, of course, isn't going to be doing that there, but they're probably going to be working that into their new title that they've started developing, which hopefully in a couple of years we'll probably get a taste of. But people are really excited over this. Sorry about that. I forgot I left that article on the screen. But people are getting really excited over GTR 3 coming back.
Okay.
I still haven't proof of life that it is still coming, and because and the funny thing is we've talked about Assetto Corsa Competizione in the past, and people are excited for the game. People are I personally like the fact that they're focusing on a single class. But there's a lot of people that, are you eventually going to add this in DLC? Are you going to eventually add this? It's like,
I know.
We don't need. That's not what this game is supposed to be about. It's an officially licensed Blancpain GT3 racing series.
See, I wasn't too excited. Yeah, I wasn't too excited about the fact that the new game was going to be just GT3s, because for me, GT3s were raced. However, I've been doing GT3s on Assetto Corsa as opposed to Project Cars, and I found a new love for it again. I don't know, maybe it's just the Project Cars that the way they do it, but I've found a new love for the GT3s because it's gone really well on Assetto.
I don't know. I don't think it needs
the
Project
DLC.
Cars 2.
It just doesn't need DLC. Do you know what I mean? But I think the reason people are wanting DLC, the cars and stuff, is because that's the way gaming, racing games have been.
Yeah, and that's
we're not going
to
give you one class. We're going to give you this class, this class, this class, this. And it was kind of a nice kind of conversation that I had just the other day with some of the guys in the grid. Is we've been doing some Project Cars events, as in the first title, and there's a very distinct difference between 1 and 2 when it comes to the actual racing, the driving experience. And some of the guys re-downloaded it, and they were like, this is ace to drive. It is. Project Cars 1, a driving experience, is better than Project Cars 2.
Yeah, that's part of why I can't get into Project Cars 2.
The live track thing, yeah, okay, give or take it, whatever. But I think what they've done is that they've taken Project Cars 1 and everything that worked about it. They've kind of diluted it so they can get all this other content into the sequel, and they've taken away that essence of the driving. I mean, some cars are absolutely fantastic to drive in 1, and you jump on 2, and it's a completely different vehicle. Mm-hmm. I know they've updated all the ins and outs, the technical stuff. Even so, the car should still feel relatively the same, even if you update stuff, and it hasn't. And the fun we've been having on Project Cars 1 is just awesome. I mean, I'm more competitive on 1 than I am 2. And that's been evident over the past couple of weeks. We've been doing events on the first title. I'm now up next to drivers who I cannot even catch on Project Cars 2. And that's down to the physics of the game and the feedback it gives you and the ability it gives you to drive as well, because you can properly drive. Mm-hmm. Whereas I think Project Cars 2 it's not as balanced as the 1. Now, obviously, 1 had its problems. We can't deny 1 had its problems. It took them 2 years to eventually, I suppose, 99% fix it, and it still has its problems. It always will, and they'll never be fixed.
No.
But it's still a hell of a lot better than it was. It was a long road, 2 years, but they got there in the end. And obviously, we all expected Project Cars 2 to be the complete solution, and that just has its own issues. So many issues,
and that's because they changed a lot of stuff, which caused them to screw other things up. So it's just
they'll
get there.
Yeah,
it's not
like
2
years.
It's not like it's not like every other game has just hit a home run out of the ballpark. You know, it takes a while to build a great game.
Yeah.
And so
I was looking at a PC, but
I
was looking at a PC. I was on Friday. I was looking at a PC.
If you ever tell me that you bought a PC to start racing with, I'll probably drop dead from the shock.
No. Seriously, I was stood in this room and I was looking at my PC.
You're such an asshole.
I knew we'd get you with that. No, I'm not gonna get a PC, no.
He doesn't want to enjoy racing that much.
No, I thoroughly enjoy racing. Do you know what? Here's one of you, right? We were in Monaco yesterday on Project Cars 2 in the Formula A's, which in Project Cars 2 they're terrible. They're terrible cars. Anyway, so my goal yesterday was like I just want to finish. Now my record with Monaco or Zero Circuits, it's called in Project Cars, is not great. I crash out more than I finish. Right? I had first place yesterday. I had it. Right, and then one of the guys came in second, and he was challenging me. I'm thinking, do I let him, or do I challenge him and defend it? But I thought if I defend it, none of us are going to finish. We're both going to go in the wall, and I gave up the spot. But I finished, and I came second. That's probably the best ever result I've ever had on Monaco. I think the last time I raced it was, because I kind of avoid it. Is Formula One 2016 was the last time I probably went on that track. I'm not his biggest fan. Really not. But hey.
So yeah, we're not here to just talk about racing. We are here to talk about other stuff. We do have other articles for other games to discuss. Not a lot, but we have a few. And there's one that actually, I don't know. I think it's a big cultural change for a certain country. But if anybody's been keeping up with the times with country of Germany, they finally lifted their ban on Nazi imagery in video games.
About bloody time.
Well,
the war was over 60 years ago. Jesus. Come on.
Well, you don't have to say. I mean, just look at the bullcrap that goes on over in my country when it comes to flags and imagery.
Yeah. It's...
Okay, so but they finally done it. It's just like they finally allowing certain games to come out. So now games like Wolfenstein and stuff like that can be enjoyed legally in countries like Germany.
I mean, imagine playing that, right, without all the imagery. You lose the whole context of the game. Long overdue. I think, it was political correctness just gone bonkers. Oh no, we can't show a swastika. Well, why? It's not, it's not singled out to the Nazis. The Nazis used it, but it's, that's not its origins. It was a religious symbol before they got their hands on it. So yeah, long overdue. Long overdue.
So kudos to Germany for.
Although Hitler does look good, clean shaven. Did I just say? I can see that. Yeah. He looks younger. It takes years off him. It takes years off him, doesn't it?
But so I mean, it's a step forward for them, and it's. I mean, it's not like there's a ton of games out there with all the Nazi imagery and stuff like that. It's not like they were.
It's just Wolfenstein, isn't it? Wolfenstein.
Well, no, there's other games, war-based games and stuff like that.
Sniper Elite and stuff. Yeah.
So you got certain games. It's not like it's a widespread, but it's just nice that they're not going to be. What's the word I want to use?
I don't know.
I don't know. But it's good. It's good news. So
he's struggling with words today.
Yeah,
it's just on the tip of my tongue. It's
Sunday.
Yes, you know what I mean. They know what you mean. Hopefully.
So of course everybody's been going over the news about crossplay and about now everybody's of course picking on Sony for dragging their feet on this whole thing because everybody else wants the crossplay to happen.
Rightly so. Sony do need a slap, you know.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of things that Sony does wrong, but you know, there's things that Microsoft does wrong. There's things that Nintendo does wrong. So, I mean, but
no one's innocent.
I mean, as far as the crossplay comes, I don't see what the whole point of only sitting there wanting to. Well, and you know, Sony's got their whole. Well, we've sold more consoles than anybody else, so you know we don't need to participate in this whole. It's not an important thing for us to participate in, and da. It's like it's not about you fuckers. It's about the gamers. I mean,
yeah, but is there a need, right? Is there? I mean,
yes, there is.
Actually, no. See, I don't think there is, right? If maybe somewhere, you know, there's leaderboards you can compare, but do I want to go and play a game again?
People care about active communities.
I don't know. I mean, I suppose in a racing game, I suppose it might be interesting to have, you know, PS4 up against whatever.
First-person shooters are your number one multiplayer platform. Okay, they top most everything. So to sit there and have crappy games like Fortnite, games like Call of Duty, games like Battlefield, and so forth, to have them not restricted to just who happens to be playing on that system creates a much better community because, and we've seen this before. You know, it's like you got a game like Destiny. Okay, you got a game like Destiny to where, yeah. Okay, PlayStation got all this exclusive content, and I'm talking about the first Destiny. Okay, PlayStation got all this exclusive content
because we know you don't like the second one.
Well, the second one got better, but it's neither here nor there. But when it came out, of course, PlayStation had all this exclusive content that they were going to have for a year before Xbox could get their hands on it. Blah 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 blah. But the problem is more people were playing on Xbox.
Yeah, I mean,
so now when you have a larger community playing on Xbox, and here's the thing: you get those people on PlayStation now. You get to have them intermingle creates a much larger, and so when the game starts dying on one console more than the others, and
you've got the numbers.
Yeah, you can still find games to play. It's like when you're not restricted by just who happens. If you're a Titanfall 2 player, all right, and I've been playing Titanfall 2 recently. There's still plenty of people on there playing, but I'm still only limited by who's playing on Xbox or not on PlayStation. Yeah. Sorry, on PlayStation because I don't pay for EA access anymore. So I own the game on PlayStation, so I can play it on the PlayStation. And there's still people there. And to just be restricted by who's playing on PlayStation when I know we could end up finding matches sooner or having more matches available to us if we included who's on Xbox and PC and all that stuff. Now, a lot of people are complaining. You have the groups that complain, well, we don't want to mix with PC players because they have an advantage with mouse and keyboard because you can aim. Yes and no.
Well, no, I think that's a yes, mate. It's a given that if you're using a keyboard and mouse, you are
there is better accuracy when it comes to using your weapons.
So that's an advantage.
But there are people that are phenomenal when it comes to using a controller. So it's
oh yeah, there are. But on a bigger scale of things, PC gamer with a mouse and a keyboard will be faster than a controller. Therefore, any game that they're involved in, where those are used, straight away the PC has the advantage. So it's not a level playing field.
Yes and no. Because as long as if they're going to come out with the crossplay, then they need to give full support on consoles instead of just half-ass support like they already have to mouse and keyboard. I mean, you can use a mouse and keyboard on PlayStation and Xbox. Not all the games are built into using.
Yeah.
So that needs to be included. So it's a level playing field. So you have the choice to where I can either play with a controller or I mean, because there's people on PC who play with controller.
But then there's that then raises the sort of, I suppose, the subject conversation debate, if you like. If you're going to use a keyboard and a mouse with a console, then why using a console? Why not just move? I think
the reason is because the same reason why a lot of people won't move the PC. They don't want to go through all the hoops to build, maintain. Yeah. They just want the number one reason why console players still play on console and still buy consoles. They like to just buy the console, and when they want a game, buy the game. They never have to worry about buying new graphics cards. They never have to worry about whether.
Yeah, I'm like that. I mean, I don't understand the whole ins and outs PCs. That's why I steer well clear of them.
So I mean, it's just that's why, and it's just. I think if you're gonna make first person shooters that way, I think the option to have the mouse and keyboard on today's systems, which is already there, so why not expand on it? Give the players the options, and this is where I come up with the gripes about how these games companies, everybody's sitting there going, "Oh, Sony's awesome, this Xbox is this, or PC is this." You have more freedom on PC. I don't debate that. I will not debate that because it is a true fact. But when it comes to PlayStation and Xbox, they really do not. As much as they want to sit there and talk about it's about games, it's about the players, blah 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 blah. It's really not, because you have all these things that you can easily enact for the gamers.
But they choose not to support it.
Don't do it. So don't tell me you're about the gamers and the games. It's a bullshit.
It's for the gamers. No, it's not. For the players. No. At the end of the day, the way I see it, right, this all comes down to money. It's where the money is, right? Now, if they were to expand this and keyboard support and blah blah blah, right, are they going to lose money? As long as they've got players that are, let's say they're on one system, right, that won certain games, they know for a fact. Right, there's their target audience. They know where they're going to make the money, and I think this is where maybe the cross network, the cross play and stuff. The more they open it up, right, then it gives, I suppose, their audience more options of what they're going to play and where they're going to play it. Whereas if they can keep their own audience on their own console, you know where the money is, and obviously Microsoft. Which one's best? I mean, we know which one's the better console. The PS4, clearly. Which one's better for social gaming? Xbox, clearly. But they both have the pros and the cons. This is something I don't think is going to happen soon. I think we're still going to be talking about this, a year and a half, 18 months down the line. This is not going to be solved, because let's say if Microsoft makes a step forward, Sony will take a step back, and vice versa. They'll never come to an agreement of how they're going to do it, because they're competitors. And in any natural world, any environment, whether it may be business, whatever you're doing, gaming or whatever, you don't come to an agreement with your competitor because you want to do them every single time. So you saying it's not about the gamers, it's definitely not about the gamers. There's only so much they are going to give, and what they do give, they're not going to give it unless they benefit from it. They're not going to go, all right, guys, you're the community, you've spoken, you can have it. Here you go, take it all. This is what you want, we'll give it to you. Don't worry about the cost, don't worry about the millions we're going to lose, but we're here for you. That's not going to happen, because every company has their shareholders who are all going, all right, you run the company, you're massively successful, where's my cut? And it all comes down to it. No matter how much they paint it in the blue for PlayStation, the green for Xbox, whatever color they want to paint it to make it all nice and fluffy, and we're all about you. It's not. And I mean,
you're getting a lot of freezing.
You will a bit more, but it's all down to the money, and it's basically choosing what you want to play, when you want to play it, and choose. It's down to you how much you want to spend as well. Because some of the prices of what these companies are pumping out now especially the consoles. I said way back when in a podcast when we first started these how expensive things were getting. This was a couple of years ago, and the price is still incredible. I mean, some of the like, yeah, you want to pre-order a game, right? You want a poster? Do you want a little figure? Do you want a fancy cardboard box? Yeah, right. But we're going to add $60 to that just for the pleasure. It costs us $8 to make, but we're going to charge you an extra $60 for it. And what's going to happen? It's going to sit on the shelf and do nothing. Are you going to sell it? So
I think pre-ordering games is just that's just silly. It's just nobody should be pre-ordering games.
There's going to be enough. There's going to be enough copies. Pre-ordering it does what? Oh, we'll give you a weapon we'll give you a camouflage. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Pre-orders don't. It's just that's just a ridiculous thing. Is never pre-order a game.
Last game I pre-ordered.
That's what caused. I mean, pre-orders is what caused all the bullshit now with games coming out not finished. So
yeah, because the demand's way too high and people are impatient. Yeah,
and they're we got people they've already pre-ordered this. We have to meet the deadline. You talk to a gamer. A gamer's not going to give a shit. I'd rather you delay the release of the game and release it proper instead of giving me a half-assed game I've got to sit there and wait for you to fix.
The last game I pre-ordered was The Division. And I had to wait so long for that to come out and then didn't like it. What happened to the day? Right? I remember the day. Now, this was back when I was in a Call of Duty, right? I think the last one I queued for was World at War. Going down to the store at midnight and just queuing for the game. That's when you had the proper hype. People would queue up for the game and rush to get home and play it.
Yeah, well, now it's the digital age. So.
Yeah, but when Xbox One came out, you queue for the game, you get home and go, oh, I need to install it. Yeah. Wasn't a 360? You pop a disc in and you straight away you'd queue for an hour. You get home, pop a disc in. It's gonna.
Your computer and camera is freezing a lot.
Your image has been frozen for the past 20 minutes. I've just got a nice image of the side of your face on Skype, all kind of blurred. Looks very dramatic.
Yours keeps going in and out. So
yeah.
So
the stream is freezing though.
But anyway, what we were getting at first is this whole crossplay and how Bethesda might. Now there's talk about Bethesda actually releasing a game that they might not allow Sony to get unless Sony allows crossplay. And it's a card-based battle game. I don't remember what it's called.
Does it matter?
I don't even know if they actually released it. It's the Elder Scrolls Legends. It's free. It's a free-to-play game, and it's of course card game. But the way they're building it is you're supposed to be able to access your profile, for lack of a better word, so your account for the game from anywhere. So no matter what system you're playing on, you're supposed to be able to access your account and continue your advancement in the game or whatever. So whether you play it on PC, whether you play it on Xbox, or you play it on Switch, you're supposed to be able to play continuously and keep advancing that gameplay or your character or whatever it is you want to call it, your account. So
I'm loving the headline to that article actually.
What's that?
How they're going to force Sony. No one's going to force Sony.
No. I think so. Really? I think Sony will just be like, all right, fine.
yeah. You're going to force one of the biggest companies.
No.
Sony we're not going to force anything. Yeah.
But it's just. I mean, it's. I think, I don't really see it happening, like Bethesda, they say Bethesda might be able to do, because number one, it's a card game, so right then and there, it's going to be a limited niche market. So, and I don't think it's anything that would be. Now if somebody like a Call of Duty or something did that, that would be a different story, because now you're talking a major selling title. I don't see this as, this is going to be a free-to-play game, so they're not even going to make money off of it, other than probably whatever is going to be microtransactions in the game. So it's like, really, it's not something Sony's really going to earn money off of. So are they going to even care? I don't think so.
That sort of game, that's the sort of thing you see. teenage girls with push-up bras playing on Twitch. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's not.
No.
That's not something they play.
Yeah, it's
No,
that
it's
sort of
not.
stuff, isn't
It's
it?
people
Yeah,
who play games like Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't you ever play Magic?
You know me, mate. You know what sort of games I play, right? I don't play all that
Halo.
hocus pocus stuff. I was going to say something about that. Stuff, you know. The closest I got to anything sci-fi was Halo and Destiny, I think. Yeah, I don't do all that sort of. No.
So
you know me, mate.
I don't know. It's just I think it's a. I don't see it as a game that would make Sony go, oh no, we're scared. I don't see it. I don't see it at all.
No gaming studio is going to force the platform, the company that owns the platform that your game you want your game to be on. By the way, I know without you, we can't release our game, but we really want to force you here. We're going to force your hand. The game we make, you need to change everything you do.
I think if it was a big enough title, it would. They'd have to consider it because
if it was a major franchise, then yes, but nothing is small.
And we already know we already know how easily possible it is. We already know Fortnite can just have a switch flipped. All they need to do is to activate it, and because Xbox and PlayStation players were already playing together when the game first released, and they didn't realize it. So we automatically know that's
probably
there.
That's at least 30 seconds too much talking about Fortnite.
But we already know it's there, so we already know it's capable of it. And when you're talking about multiplayer, I don't like the restrictions. Just like I don't like the nonsense of exclusive titles. You know, it's like, first of all, exclusive. Everybody's like, oh well, you know, Sony's is because Sony has all the exclusive titles.
I think exclusive titles
do not sell consoles. But
exclusive titles, I think they do have a place because exclusive titles is where the platform that be Sony and Microsoft, so they showcase to say, like, you know, this is what we can do with our own stuff. Yeah, there's our developer, but this is what we can do. And I like that. I mean, if you look at the likes of let's look at Halo, for example. If Halo hadn't been the solo launch pad for the Xbox and it'd been on PS2 and stuff, it wouldn't be it wouldn't have the franchise and the whole iconic status that it has now. It wouldn't have that. I mean, what game launched the PS2 or the PlayStation? I can't remember. Can you remember what game launched the PlayStation?
I don't think there actually was one because the PlayStation 1 was the top market console then. So I think it was just a natural progression.
Yeah, but no, I do think
they didn't have a competition until the original Xbox came out.
Yeah. I think that exclusive titles for certain platforms, I do think they have a place for me. I really do.
If you talk about it, I think Halo was actually the first console selling game.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Because people bought the Xbox specifically to play Halo.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that I could be wrong, but I do believe that was actually the first game selling console, or the console selling game. So I mean, and of course they did the whole Halo 3 for 360. PlayStation 3 was I can't even remember which one it was for PlayStation 3.
Uncharted, no?
Was it Uncharted? Nah, it might have been.
No.
I think that came after, down the road, but
I mean, some of the games you look at like Sony release, so there's the story-based stuff, and it suits the Sony, community and what Sony can bring to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, Metal Gear Solid and stuff is now available on Xbox. But I didn't like the fact that I'd done that. It was always that's a PS game, and it's a good bloody PS game. Why bring it over? Here's
my thought when it comes to the exclusive titles. Okay, companies do not make money off of consoles. They do not make the money off the consoles. The only place companies are making their money is the software.
Yeah, we know that shit.
Okay, so now you're sitting there with these exclusive titles that are selling they're oh well we sell consoles because of this software in which you're not making any money off of. You're talking about ignoring millions and millions of possibly millions of sales from other platforms when it comes to having an exclusive title, which is where the money is made. Is in I mean, that's why everybody sits there and says, oh, the PS3 won the Game Award. No, it didn't. Okay. First of all, the Nintendo Wii is what sold the most consoles by the end of the generation. So the PlayStation 3 continued selling game consoles because people didn't want to buy newer consoles. So they bought the cheaper ones. Mm-hmm. But when it came time for the end of the generation, it was the Nintendo Wii that outsold both Nintendo and Xbox. But when it came to software, Xbox 360 kicked both their asses.
Oh, I mean, yeah, 360 absolutely dominated, mate. It just blew the gaming world apart. The accessibility for all these developers in the studios for what they could do was fantastic. But I still do believe that these games that are for sold for one console, I think they work. And I think the way I see it is, it's kind of a sacrifice, right? We're making money. We know we can make money, but do we solidify our fan base and stay on one platform? And I think some studios, they have done that, and you got to think, well, yeah, they want to make money, but are they just securing their fan base for the next title and stuff to come out? I think that if games like Uncharted, Metal Gear Solid, they sold out, but like the Uncharted and stuff, if that was still going to appear on Xbox, you're thinking, well, no, I like the fact it's on PlayStation, graphically and everything like that. And there's some games that cross over from PlayStation.
I don't mind.
And then they appear on the Xbox, and you go, for me,
I don't mind that there's titles exclusively to a platform. What I don't think is great is trying to just build an exclusive platform, which is what Sony's main goal is. That's why Sony comes out with so many exclusive titles, and that's their whole market. I mean, there's been several games that have come out exclusively for PlayStation, and I'm talking about PlayStation 3 because it's not so common anymore now, but PlayStation 3 and 2 and all that, they had so many exclusive titles. It was like these games should have been more widespread. And they eventually did. I mean, some of them. I mean, hell, even the Splinter Cell games finally went over to PlayStation, because those were exclusive to Xbox. There's actually still only one Splinter Cell game that is not available anywhere but Xbox. It's called Conviction.
Good game.
So I mean, but to sit there, okay, Uncharted, I can understand that. Fine, it's a game. Not as good as Tomb Raider. The Tomb Raider reboots. I think the Tomb Raider reboots are better games than Uncharted. The Uncharted games are too predictable for me. I didn't like the side stories that were the sub stories in the game when it came to the characters. I didn't like them all that much because they were too predictable and you knew what exactly was going to happen. Uncharted, fine. You can leave that as like an exclusive title. This whole we're going to team up with this company and we're going to get exclusive content into our game. I think that's ridiculous. That's unfair to gamers. It should not be allowed.
Do you think, here's a question for you. Do you think if, let's say, Call of Duty, for example, okay, because that's a hugely diluted, massive franchise, I don't have to say that right, that is a pile of crap now. Do you think if that had been exclusive to, say, the Xbox, right?
It was.
Do you think it would be as diluted and as just money grabbing as it is now? Do you think? I think maybe it wouldn't. I think the fact that they exploded across all the platforms. Here we go. Let's just make money and forget about content. Let's forget about what our roots were. I'd like to think that possibly it would still be a decent, authentic game instead of what it is now, which is just this money whore. It's just a money pit. They don't care what they're pumping out now.
No,
do you know what I mean? That's. I mean, I bought World War II. Right, I went and got it, and I've still got it here because there's no point in me trading it in because I get nothing for it, right? So it's still on my shelf right now. And I got it, and I downloaded it, and I put it in, and I was like, okay, let's see what this is like. And I was like, this is naff. The cutscenes are nice, fair enough, but the actual gameplay is just terrible. And I went on to multiplayer. I always do this with Call of Duty. Now again, I say I won't get it. I'll go and get one and I'll try it, right? The multiplayer is shocking. Considering this is on Xbox One, right? It's massive franchise. I've got a 4K telly, and graphically, I was not impressed. I was so not impressed by it. I think this is just where, and even in this game, they're using some of the old, in the multiplayer, they're using some of the old map blueprints again.
Mm-hmm. They do that.
Yeah, the time's come. Start afresh. Wipe the slate clean. Start fresh. People deserve it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm not going to get into a rant of Call of Duty because I'll be here all day.
Call of Duty was built upon something to just give the multiplayer aspect an easy, I don't know, run and gun shooter. So some people could. I mean that's why there's never been anything realistic incorporated in the Call of Duty when it comes to their weapons, and they got all ridiculous stuff like quick scoping and all. It's stuff that that shouldn't be. I mean, this is why you had your serious players who wanted to play serious war games. They were playing Battlefield and not Call of Duty because they didn't want to be part of that ridiculousness that is Call of Duty. No, don't get me wrong. The Call of Duty has its place. Call of Duty can be fun, depending on what you're doing. But to sit there and to say Call of Duty was revolutionary or Call of Duty was, the epitome of the gaming for multiplayer and first-person shooters, no, it wasn't. It was not. It was. I mean, to sit there, you can shoot somebody from clear across the map and never have to take into account things like bullet drop and all this other stuff. The things that you should really have to take into effect. That's like when you're on Battlefield. Okay, you could sit there with a sniper rifle and you're trying to gauge somebody that's 500 yards away. You're not just going to sit there and aim at his head and you're going to hit his head. It's not going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's an arcade. No. Honestly, I could go. I could really just go on it, but I'm not gonna. No.
Yeah, but you have your players for all. It's just like it is in racing. You have your people who are complete Forza fans. Because Forza's built for Forza's built for the masses. Okay, Forza's built as mainly a control to use a controller with. And for just anybody to pop into an Xbox and just pick up your controller and start playing. That's why.
No, that's an exclusive. Why can you imagine that going to PlayStation?
I didn't say everything had to go to.
No. Just I can't believe we didn't even think about that when we're talking about exclusive. You can imagine that going to PlayStation.
You got your people who say that, it's not exclusive, it's on PC. Well, whether people really want to acknowledge it or not. Microsoft is PC.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. You can't sit there.
That's where the roots are.
That there is no Apple there when it comes to PC gaming. There is no Linux. Well, there is Apple and Linux, but when it comes to PC gaming, they are not the epitome of PC gaming. Microsoft is responsible for what PC gaming is today.
Yes.
So when you sit there and talk about, it's available on PC, also, so it's not exclusive. Well, it technically is because Xbox and PC are Microsoft. So
I would like to see a proper racing title for Sony. I would like to see one. I really would.
Well, that's what they're trying to accomplish with GT Sport, and of course now they're we'll have to see what they do with GT7. Now that they're developing GT7.
Okay.
We'll see. I mean, they're trying, but everybody's talking about the new F118 coming out.
God. Do you know what? Right, here we go. I game share. Darryl. He's like, you got to get 2017 F1. Now, F1 2016 was a good game. It was a good game. I got 17, and it's frustrating. What frustrates me about this is that This is the official game for Formula One, which is a very, very technical sport, if you didn't know. And if you didn't know, where have you been living under a rock, possibly? Spend too much time in Forza. So it's a very technical game. There's a lot to it. Setting ups and you've got to manage your engine and manage all your, basically all your engine parts for the season and stuff, right? But it runs like an arcade, and I don't get that.
Again,
and
it's built for the masses.
Yeah, and what gets me is that you go into games like Project Cars and Assetto Corsa, right? Their open wheel stroke, F1 cars run, sound, and handle better than the official game.
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't be it. I mean, that game has the backing of F1, so they've got the resources to pull what they need from the F1 world.
Yeah, you want to race F1,
and they produce an arcade, and that really bugs me. It does. It absolutely bugs me.
I think most people think R Factor 2 has the best.
It's like
Formula 1.
Call of Duty spending months and months on a range, recording and filming weapons, and so it looks the main deal. You get the game and you go, pew. what rifle goes pew? That's not realistic.
That's a ricochet.
No, that's not a weapon. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, if you're gonna have an official title for an official sport, it has to reflect the sport. Somebody was asking just literally 2 days ago. No, it would have been today or yesterday, about he's enjoying the NASCAR on Project Cars. It's Chris, by the way, Chappers. Is there any decent NASCAR titles out there? Now, I didn't get a chance to reply to him, so hopefully he's seen this. No, there's not. No. Stay away from NASCAR Heat. Shockingly bad. If you want to do NASCAR
Heat 3 is coming out, though.
I hate to say it. If you want to do NASCAR, there's nothing on console for you. Yeah, there's nothing on console for you. Absolutely not.
Well, there is. It's just not good.
Oh, no, we're talking good. Is there any decent titles for NASCAR? No, there's not. Do you know, I'd even be inclined to say, if you want to do anything that's NASCAR, Forza, possibly, because for the content Project Cars 2 is bad. It is pretty bad.
The problem is the tracks. If you want proper NASCAR racing, and that is doing
not just your ovals.
Well, unfortunately, that's what NASCAR is, mostly ovals. So I mean, they are moving.
Yeah,
they do. They've run 2 road courses each season. Now they're doing things with dirt. So, but NASCAR is screwing itself up. So, I mean, it's a dying sport because they're making ridiculous changes to the whole thing. But if you want to run proper old school NASCAR and you want tracks to run, and you want to be able to race places like Bristol and Martinsville and Talladega, all this stuff. You want to race the proper ovals when it comes to either trucks or the sprint cars or any of the other class of cars that are within NASCAR. The only real place to do that is iRacing. And, of course, it'll be expensive because you have to buy each individual track. You have to buy each individual car you want to use. But after the cost, and it's something you really want to invest time into, depending on how much time you're going to invest into it, it can be a worthwhile experience. I mean, hell, even iRacing, you can race with just a keyboard and a mouse. You don't even need a steering wheel or a controller.
And it's a sim. Oh my god! I'd like to see trucks on the console. I really would.
Oh, I love trucks.
It's not Forza.
Actually, next Friday we've got a double header because the Friday's race at Bristol got postponed because of the 24 hours of Le Mans. So next week we got a double header to where we'll be racing Bristol and then heading right into the Canadian Tire Motorsport track up in Canada.
So when I say
a road course, so we're going to be doing an oval, a very small, tight oval, and going into a road course.
Nice.
Yeah.
On a slightly different subject, I was watching. It's on Netflix. There's a movie on there, and actually the guy from Turn 10. I didn't realize. The guy from Turn 10 is actually on there talking about how what Forza does for how it has opened people's minds up to basically motorsports. What it is, it's called the documentary is called Apex. It's a story of a hypercar. It speaks of various different people. I mean, it's been shot in 4K. Visually, it's a stunning documentary, and the information and the whole content of it is really it's amazing. Some of the stuff they do, and pure on visuals alone, it's lovely to watch. So if you haven't seen it, on Netflix, it's called Apex: Story of a Hypercar. It's actually really good. I might actually watch it again. It's really good.
Yeah, they've got some good stuff on there about Le Mans and all that stuff too. So
yeah.
So.
I
actually haven't raced in a few days, and so anybody who's been watching my other channel, GLC Simulations, you've noticed there's no streams. I actually haven't raced in a few days. So
no, the streams have been simulated because he hasn't been there.
No, I've been busy, and of course a lot of races are being postponed, and there's a lot of it's 24 hours of Le Mans, so everybody starts doing stuff when it comes to that, and it runs all week, for 24 hours over the weekend, so things just
24 hour Le Mans run for 24 hours. Did you just say that?
Yes. I said, it runs for 24 hours and so
I'd be fucking disheartened if it ran for 22. Welcome to the 24 hours Le Mans.
Well, for those who don't crash out, it runs for 24 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fair one.
Some people only last 4.
Not surprised, mate. No.
But so needless to say, we don't have much else to talk about.
Well, have we covered all the subjects, have we?
Yes.
We have? Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
No, not a lot to talk about. I mean...
Do you know what I'm finding? Each week, we dig into various sort of gaming websites and stuff. And the news on the ground right now is pretty thin. Unless you want to single on one specific thing and then expand it. It's very, very thin. One thing I am sick and tired of seeing is Fortnite. You go on every website, and there's just pages and pages of this shit. I'm making a plea. My plea to our audience and the worldwide community: stop playing Fortnite. It's a pile of shit, right? It's that bad, right? There's like local sort of governments and stuff, right? They're moving to have games banned and stuff, right? Because children are doing so bad at school because they're coming in, the parents are going, yeah, your dinner will be ready in half an hour. The kids go upstairs and they're just zoned in Fortnite. They're not doing anything. They're not learning anything. That's all they're doing is on Fortnite.
Well, that comes down to bad parenting too.
I read a little snippet, you get local news, and you get in the column, you get a little story. Some guy, his wife divorced him because he was putting Fortnite before his marriage. Mate, seriously. Man up. Get a fucking life.
It's just...
Wife, Fortnite. Let's see. I don't get laid in Fortnite.
There's a lot of bad parenting out there. When I was a kid, we had video games and stuff like that too, but our parents forced us to go outside and do stuff. And
technology, mate. Right.
Now I get it. I get the fact that it's a more dangerous world than we were younger. It is. I mean, the child abductions. You got to worry about all that stuff and so forth. I get that, but to just sit there and pay no attention to your children and just let your children sit there for hours on end during an entire day, just sitting there playing video games. I mean, and you call me a hypocrite because, yes, I do it. But guess what? I'm almost 50 years old. I put my time in. I can choose to do whatever the hell I want. I'm an adult.
I think as much as this is kind of a weird us to talk about, considering we're hardcore gamers here, but is that, there's a balance to it. And I think, yes, children game, but they shouldn't game to the point where it affects their social... what's the word? I'm trying to think of it. Their social conduct. Children should be able to go out, and play and interact and everything like that without having I mean, like, one of my biggest, oh, really grips my shit, to put it just bluntly, is children with mobile phones. I'm sorry, no child should have a mobile phone. No, but they shouldn't have one, right? Look in the playground and see all these like 10-year-olds and stuff, 8-year-olds, whatever. Who are they texting? The friends that are in the park with them, who are they texting? Children shouldn't have mobile phones. Children should be children. Out, play, getting free dinner. If they don't get free dinner, that cues the parent to stand at the doorstep going, dinner! Shitting down the neighbourhood, you know? Yeah. You know, every parent's sort of done that. But, yeah, gaming is gaming, but at the end of the day, it's gaming. It's not life.
Yeah. Children need to experience more than just playing video games and stuff like that. You know, when you become an adult, that's another thing. You know, you're responsible for yourself. You can choose how you want to live. But when you're a child needs to do more than just sit there in front of a television screen or a monitor and play video games.
For me, I mean, this is why there's so many teenagers, right, that are just socially unaware and socially awkward, because they don't interact. They just sit in the room, close the curtains, close the door.
The problem is they're interacting, but they're not being themselves because they're sitting there behind either a phone or a computer screen. So they're, you know, the whole cyberbullying thing. I mean, that's all because you're letting your kids do nothing but communicate with people through phones and.
Yeah. What I mean is they're not physically, you know, socializing. As a standing holding a conversation, somebody face to face. It's all done through the mic or through the headset or what have you. And yeah, this may seem quite hypocritical considering that's what we do. Mm-hmm. But no, we've had our childhood. We've grown up. This is what we do.
Yeah, you know what?
Children need
I used to shovel snow in driveways to make money when I was a kid. Find a kid who does that anymore today.
You can't do it. Health and safety gone mad. Why is that 14-year-old shoveling snow? It's slavery. Arrest the man. Yeah. No, it's my son earning his pocket money. Why you're slaving your own son? Jail him.
Me and my cousin and a couple other kids, we used to go walk around the neighborhood. Would you like your driveway shoveled for $5? Yeah. We'd earn $5. You know, granted, you know, it can't be as cheap now because when we had $5, all four or five of us could go get candy and a soda or something from the store. I mean, granted, yeah, things are more expensive and $5 won't go as far, but you sit there and you start earning money. You know, today, there's not even kids. Again, I understand the whole child abduction paranoia has taken over society. Children are now so overprotected.
But is this not because see this? I think this leads into it nicely. Is that because children are not out playing, they're not out socializing, they're not out recognizing the dangers, right? They're spending too much time in their room online gaming, right? They don't have that life experience to recognize what's happening, okay? And the go-to for the solution is, if you want information, go to the internet. No, parents should be sitting there with the children going, right, this is what happens. Not just Google it is the answer. And because they spend way too much time in the room, they don't understand real life and how it works because they're not in the parks, they're not out playing, socializing, they're not out there with that opportunity to, you know, because I think every child at some point will be approached, you know,
here's perfect,
you know, and they don't have that experience to go, no, and actually learn from it.
Yeah. Here's a perfect example.
They start staring at a TV for fucking 6 hours a day.
Here's a perfect example of how society has deteriorated. Back in the early 2000s, you know, 2002, blah, 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 okay? In that time period, one of your two biggest things for rules were don't talk to strangers on the internet and don't get into a car with strangers. Correct? Those are two very big things. This is now between last year, this year, you know, 2017, 2018, the last few years. What do people do now? They get on their phone. They call for an Uber. They order a stranger in a car to come pick them up off the internet.
I know. Did you not mention that to me last week on a conversation? That's like deja vu. Yeah, I think you did last week. Yeah, or the week before. Yeah, it is totally true. But then I suppose it's ironic, isn't it? It's absolutely ironic that it's got to that stage where, you know, people of our age, of our stature, right, are actually making sense.
Yeah.
And this, you know, I know it doesn't happen a lot, but we do make sense. But it is. I mean, I know people, but then see, the whole gaming world's changed. It used to be just kids, but the kids have grown up. That's us. That's us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's no longer just gaming anymore. You know, it's simulations and the interactions, and there's more to it. But you have to let your children be children. Let them grow up with life experience. Don't have your kids. Yeah, don't have your kids end up being one of these little sweaty teenagers just sits in a dark room, pale skin, and doesn't go out.
As I mentioned before, my son is
they're the
an
ones that
avid
grow
gamer.
up. They're the ones that grow up to go out and murder somebody in the park. You know what I mean? Because they have no life experience.
I mentioned my son is a big gamer like me, and how good he is with games like Halo and stuff like that. But when it came down to it, when it came to my son, he was not allowed to even own his own gaming console until he was, I mean, hell, until I think
24.
I think he was like 14. 13 or 14
That's
years
enough.
old
Yeah,
when he until he was allowed to even own his own video game console to have in his room. If he wanted to play a video game, he played one of the ones with the system, you know, because I always still had him, and he got to play, but he got to play with me, or we get to play when we were together. But he was still had to go outside. He still had to play with friends. He still had to play a sport, you know, play on the baseball team, blah blah blah, blah, which he was very good at baseball. So it's just to sit there. I believe, you know, when it comes to children, and you know, you got your parents, you got daughters. Okay, daughters, you know, did your daughter either has to, you know, go to dancing school, or has to do this, or a child needs to, whether they want to do it or not, they need to be made to do something, whether it be, you know, a dance, a gymnastics, or a sport, you know, but they need to be part of a team environment, of a social environment outside of the home. And don't care if they want to do it or not. They need to be made to do it. And here's part of the problem, and why we have this whole entitlement with kids thinking they just deserve everything. And I understand this is part of the problem with, you know, the whole everybody gets a trophy thing. Because, you know, unfortunately now when it comes to playing sports or stuff like that, in this country, kids don't understand the concept of working for it, because they just figure, oh, well, I don't have to work that hard, I'm still going to get a trophy. It's like, well, you know, they started that when my kid was actually younger, my son. I made it and they gave the team, I think they came in like 5th place, and they called them up and they gave them trophies and so forth. I made my son go back up there and give them back the trophy. You don't deserve that. You lost. You came in 5th place. Okay. You did nothing to earn that trophy. And my son was raised to believe that, and he understands it. If he wanted a thing like a trophy, he needed to earn it. He needed to put the work in. And unfortunately, they don't teach that to kids nowadays, which is part of the problem why a lot of kids aren't out there playing the sports now.
Same token as well with this is where we sound like two grumpy old men, is that it's something's only ever done if there's something in it for them.
Yeah.
Go and do, I don't know, go and help your sister do something. Why? Why? There's no why. Just do as you're told. And it's, yeah, there always has to be something in it, or what we're going to get out of it. Nothing. Just do it because you want to do it. And a lot of this, I mean, we can't ignore, a lot of this is down to the way financially just countries are now. You know, upbringings, everything's more expensive. Everything. The pressure on parents is probably more than it ever was because of peer pressure. Because, you know, little Johnny goes to school, little Davey, Mummy bought me an Xbox. So what's going to happen is Johnny's going to go home, Mum, can I get an Xbox? Can't afford it, can't afford it, can't afford it. And you know, fine well that Johnny's mum will get me an Xbox because
that's what he wants.
She can't have she can't have a son go without.
Yeah.
And so it's like, they don't understand. But then this goes into the cyberbullying and everything else as well. Is, kids without do get bullied. And it's just a vicious circle. I mean, you can't get away with it. You
We
can't
had
get out
that
of it.
when I was younger too. You know,
Yeah.
that was the one thing I always made my mother buy when it came to my
You made
social
that.
was sneakers. I always made her buy me good sneakers. So when it came time for the first days of school and stuff like that,
Didn't get picked on.
yeah, I'm not getting the cheapo sneakers. You need to buy me Reebok from Foot Locker. So I needed, but I was also, I was also the kid where, I wore the ripped jeans. I had the hard, heavy metal T-shirts on.
You were one of them.
Yeah, I had the long hair, the earrings. So when I was in school, we called ourselves maggots. You had the maggots, the preps, the jocks.
See, this is where there's a massive difference between schools in the States and the UK. And I've spoken to the wife about this many times, watching movies and what have you, and you think, look at the pressure that's on kids in American schools. There's a lot of pressure to, you must graduate, you're going to go to college. It seems that, that's like kind of the rule of thumb. You graduate, you go to college. If you don't go to college, then you're not going to achieve anything, kind of thing. That's kind of what's painted in the movies and stuff. In the UK, it's not like that. I mean, like, college, aka, same as university, but it's not always on the forethought of people's minds. And you can go to school, get decent grades if you like, and you can be fully successful. There's no pressure for people in the UK that when they leave school, their secondary school, that they have to go to university. And I mean, in most cases, you find in the UK now, and it was reported not so long ago in the news, is that the percentage of people who now go to university to actually walk out with the job that they've got in university to train for is incredibly low. There's more and more people that are spending 4 years at university, go try and get a job in the field they've trained 4 years for, and they just can't get it. They can't get it.
It's oversaturated.
And you find oh no, it's not. Sometimes it's oversaturated. Sometimes it's just a case of, because of the economy, companies have shrunk. They don't need the manpower. So there are these people that have spent 4 years doing that, engineering and physics and stuff, and they're working in Walmart as a retail manager because there's just nothing out there for them. Do you know what I mean?
There's so many majors out there that are useless. I mean, you got people, females. They'll go to college here, right? And they'll major in, women's history or something to do with women.
Yep.
And then they get out of college. It's like, what are you gonna do?
Work in Mackie D's.
It's like you literally just wasted your whole school because you went to college and majored in something that actually doesn't offer a career.
It's the same in the UK, mate. You have people going to university and getting a degree in something that, what you got a degree in? Sociology. Right. Okay. What job do you want to do once you've done that? Don't really know.
Then you should be a sociologist, is what you should be.
Yeah. You've just, what's the, see when I was back home in St Andrews, got St Andrews University, quite famous. Used to got a lot of guys doing, what's the word I'm looking for? It's to do with the brain and psychology and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Don't know. That's why I did a degree. There's something to do in it.
See, and that's
you've just committed 4 years of your life, right?
To psychology. If you're going to take psychology, you should be going now to med school because you want to be a psychologist. So
yes, exactly.
If that's not your goal, why are you wasting your time with psychology?
You can get a degree in almost anything now. There's like silly. I mean, I can't think off the top of my head. But there's degrees you think, a degree in what? I know. I thought it's something as silly as skateboarding. It's not skateboarding, right? You get degrees in that are pointless, like usually pointless diplomas in the States, pointless degrees that have no place in society. But when you go for a job, you can go, oh, well, I've got a degree. So when an employer's looking at you, some employers will go, got a degree, university. This guy's brainy, cool. He or she's the sort of person that we want. But they won't look at the degree. In some cases, you get people who go to uni just for the pure basis of getting a degree. It doesn't matter what they get. It's just to get the degree. So when it comes to employment, I've got a degree.
I've got one. I've got a degree. I've got a degree in science. What do? I drive a truck for a living. And then when I'm home I work at a campground, digging holes and mowing lawns.
But I'm kind of happy you're not the mad professor. I really am happy you're not the mad professor, mate. That'd be kind of scary.
But it's just, I don't know. I don't understand why parents don't, and I don't blame everything on society. I don't blame everything on the kids. I put more blame on the fact that parents, a majority of parents, it's not every parent. I understand it. I've met some great kids. I've met some great parents. But when it comes to the masses, to the majority, it's just parents not being parents. It seems like today too many parents want to try and be their kid's friend, not their parent. I need my kid to like me. I need my kid. No, you don't. You need your kid to understand who's in charge.
You need your kid to do the.
It's like, okay, we had this kid. We had this guy, this thing in the States. This is no lie. The guy literally, he was in his late 20s, okay? He sued his parents because they kicked him out of the house.
Oh, we've had that. That's happened. Okay. I've seen that a few times in the States.
His argument was the fact that I didn't ask to be born. They brought me into this world without my consent. I am their problem. I did not ask to be born. They brought me in. I am their responsibility until I say otherwise. That was his whole argument.
But did you see the guy that was recently? He was 30. Is he 34, 35? Long hair. He's in the States. He sued his parents. They had to go to a court to evict him because he point blank refused to move out.
Yeah.
And his reasoning for it was, I'm not ready to move out. What right have they got to kick me out? And it's like, well, they're my parents. Are supposed to look after me my entire life. And the judge was like, how old are you? I'm 34. Yeah, you're 34. You're an adult. They have no legal responsibility. I mean, like he was at home. This is like, I don't know, last month it was in the States, because it made the news here. Basically he wasn't doing anything. He was living like as if he was a teenager. So he was expecting his mum to do all his laundry, to cook all his meals.
And he'd sit there playing video games.
Yeah, he wouldn't clean his room. Because what happened is his mum used to clean his room. And this is what sparked it, is that her and the father had decided that enough was enough. He's going to move out, so they just stopped doing everything for him. And so he left his room until the mother had to go in and basically gag it. She was almost violently sick. Clean the room because he just left it for like months. Hadn't cleaned anything. There was dirty washing line everywhere. Thinking, and this guy was holding down a job at the time, and he lost his job, and he tried to blame the fact that his parents wanted to evict him was the reason he lost his job. No, mate, it's because you're a smelly fucker. Do you know what I mean? There are people out there. There are people out there that are just, I think, But then it's just, some parents mollycoddle. Some parents are like, oh no, he's okay, he's my son. No, he's 34. He can do his own stuff. Yeah. Just let him be.
Yep.
But welcome to the Gamerz podcast.
Well, it's a relevant thing because it's, unfortunately, if you watch, there is a lot of people, a lot of kids, and getting into adulthood. These are problems that revolve around the gaming community because that's all they want to do is they want to sit there and they want to try and become famous on streaming, whether it be Twitch.
Twitter, yes. Yeah.
They want to become famous as game players by streaming and earn their money that way. And I'm sorry, it's not as easy.
10,000 people next to them try to do the exact same thing.
It's not as easy if you're a guy trying to do this. People sit there and look at all these, and this is the term that's been given to them, the Twitch whores. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's not the term that I call them, but this is what basically society calls them, is Twitch whores. is
and they are
because,
trying to clamp down on it. Yeah.
you know, but it's like that's why they can do this, because unfortunately, that's the male human nature. You show an attractive woman who's going to show you her cleavage and all this other stuff.
Oh, here, have $5 on me.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what guys are going to do, because that's just what guys do.
You know, obviously there's a few of fallen foul that, you know, that have been banned for various reasons. You know,
yeah.
I mean,
there was
see the one where that girl went up the stairs with her crutches and accidentally flashed her crotch to the camera, and she got that ban. Accidentally.
When Twitch was first around, there used to be girls that game topless.
Yeah. See, the thing is that I think what they don't realize, these male streamers, female streamers can get an audience really quick, and that's not sexist, by the way. But male streamers, male streamers, right?
A lot of the male streamers complain about how easy it is for these girls.
This is not an overnight thing. These guys have spent 3-4 years building and slowly building an audience, building a following, in order to have their YouTube channel or whatever. It's not an overnight thing, and I think this is where a lot of kids, when you watch it, they make it look so easy, but it's because they've had years of experience to polish it and put on this performance of how to stream and how to do this and how to do that, but this kids just see this the same as they would see why they want to be a footballer. Why do you want to be a footballer? Well, I want to get a really good looking girlfriend, I want to have a nice car and loads of money. Right, so it's not because you want to represent your team, your city, or your country. No, it's money, girls, and cars. That's it. There's no, what's the word I'm for? There's no real thought as to why they want to do it. And it's just they just want money and fame and everything else. I mean, God knows. Look at how many I say plastic celebrities we've got these reality shows. They want fame, they want fortune, they want money, right?
Kardashian.
And look at how many. Yeah, look at how many, right, that go on these shows. They get that little taste of fame and they go, don't want that. No, I don't want that. It's too intrusive.
Well, that's a major problem. I mean, look at all the people that are famous for nothing.
Kardashians.
Kardashians. I mean, these people are famous for nothing because their parents were rich. And they got to be out. They got to be out spending money, and they were just rich kids spending money who were out in the social scene, and they became famous because of why? Social media and things like that.
Yep.
They're not famous for anything.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now, oh, look at this. Kim Kardashian does all this. I mean, now Kim Kardashian, she puts herself in relevancy just by doing nude photo shoots.
Yeah, randomly just gets naked. But the thing is with that is, I don't really talk about the Kardashians, but there's a news story just last week before about Kylie Jenner, her sister.
All the money she makes because she started. Well, I'll give it to her. She created businesses.
Yeah, she started her own business outside of the Kardashians' world, and is doing. They reckon she's well on her way to be
she
the
had
first
an easier time of it because of who she is, but
but she's well on her way to being the first female billionaire. That's what they're saying. She carries on the way she's going, and it's all her doing. You know, I feel like it's just hard work. But yeah, why are we talking about Kardashians, mate?
We're just talking about how.
Oh yeah, celebrities. Yeah,
how society and social media and gaming and all that stuff is. Yeah. This is what's ruining a lot of stuff that's going on, and people can say, "Oh, well, this, that's a problem with the kids and gaming and streaming." I personally don't understand people sitting there watching streamers. I'll sit there. I'll watch a stream or I'll watch a how-to video or whatever.
Yeah.
To understand something about a game.
But I won't sit and watch
But I won't sit there and watch somebody play a
chatting
game.
Shit. Yeah, because they're chatting, because obviously there's people talking their heads in. They're chatting away and donation here and what the hell? Oh, go away, man. I'm not. I mean, even like the professional gamers. Obviously, kids want to be professional gamers, right? And they think it's an overnight thing, and it's not. No. And you just got to look at some of the stories and the horror stories from professional gaming. Whether it be corruption, cheating, it's not all fluffy and all happy.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's not.
These guys live in a house, with all the teammates, and they just game from the minute they get up to the minute they go to bed, and they go and do a tournament, to win some money, and then what do they do when they finish the tournament? Go home, get up in the morning, game for the morning, game till night. That's not life. Just glued to a screen.
Well, but
so,
hey, they are earning money.
Yeah, yeah. But it's not all about the money.
It's not all about the money.
If I was rich, I would be here doing this with you. I'm probably over there next to you. Yeah.
Oh, if I was rich, there'd be certain things I'd do, but I'd still be playing games. I'd still be doing stuff like this.
Well, the Gamerz podcast is brought to you by Life Solutions. Here for all your social welfare needs.
But I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just think, I don't deny people should be playing games. I don't deny. Don't sit there and look at games as a bad thing. Games can actually be beneficial when it comes to learning and stuff like that. Not all games, don't get me wrong, not all games, but some games can, like they've said in the past, where scientists have researched that actual first-person shooters actually do help people increase their hand-eye coordination. You've got certain games that are based around learning stuff. So not all gaming is bad, not all gaming is good, but to sit there and just let your children do nothing but, as I find, that is just a big mistake.
I mean, I gotta say, since I started playing first-person shooters, when I throw something at the wife now, I very rarely miss.
We do not condone. We do not condone domestic abuse in this channel.
No. I don't throw things at the wife. No, she throws things at me.
I think if you've ever thrown anything at Yoli, she'd kick your ass.
For the record, yes, she would. And I don't want to test the waters either. I really don't want to test the waters.
No, I wouldn't either.
I don't fancy getting my ass kicked by the wife. More than shit. Oh.
So, but anyway, so I think we've rambled on enough.
I think we have a bit, haven't we? But we kind of went complete. But as always, there's been a rant. We've gone off tangent. We've gone off subject. We've come back. We've gone around. Talked about it a bit more. Gone off of pancakes and coffee. Come back, and generally the last part of the podcast is make of it what you will. Take away from it experience, knowledge, life advice, and we hope this helps you graduate, move on to college, be successful in whatever field you want to be successful in, and just remember, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be at college dunking your best mate's head into
also remember, college is not for everybody, and remember, the world still needs people to dig ditches. So, I mean, if you're somebody who's not that great when it comes to academic-based learning, always go to a trade school. I recommend that. I recommend that before an actual college. If you're not a book smart person, go to a trade school, learn something. Learn a trade. So
I'm just replying. The wife just texted me. I'm just replying to the wife.
I thought I heard your phone
She must have heard me. She must have heard me.
I thought I heard your phone buzz.
Yeah, but, no, she's asking if I want. We're getting takeaway today. Woo-hoo.
That would be delivery in this country.
Yeah, same thing.
It's not takeaway. Takeaway means you go pick it up and take it away. Delivery means it's brought to you.
Same thing, kind of.
It's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean, don't you? It's not.
I know it. Well, yeah, I know what you mean because I know the culture, that you live in. I visit the UK. I interact with people in the UK all the time. So yeah, I understand more than most. I've always made fun of that. It's not takeaway. It's delivery.
That's like 6 and 2 threes, mate. All right, 6 and 2 threes, same thing.
6 and 2 threes, or how about six of this or half a dozen of another?
If it's a baker's dozen, it's 6.5, isn't it?
Well, maybe, but we're not talking about a baker's dozen, are we? We're talking about a dozen.
Well, you weren't very specific in what you're saying.
I said half a dozen. I was very specific. But anyway, folks, hey, if you like this podcast, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us a comment if you disagree or agree with anything we've said in this show, or you have something to add to it. Go ahead, feel free to put a comment down there.
Subscribe down here.
Hit the subscribe button, and don't forget, if you want to be notified, to click that bell, so that way you can be notified when the new podcasts come out. For a limited time only. We've only got a few more weeks till I go on hiatus from my life here at home, and I start going on the road. So
recall to prison is what it is.
So where was I? Oh yeah, subscribe. We'll try and still keep you up to date on what's going on. And anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, when Todd goes away on his hiatus, it's commonly known as the hooker culling season. That's awesome. That's all that is.
You're an idiot. Not all truck drivers kill hookers.
And that's why he works in a campsite. So he's got plenty of places to bury the bodies.
My last trucking job I had, I worked in dump trucks where I went to landfills, so it was a hell of a lot easier.
You're definitely not going to find them. Oh, is that a fingernail?
But no. So, well, yeah. Again, if you're interested in any racing going on, you got, of course, CJ on the Xbox, where with the grid racing, or if you want to come jump in if you're on PC. You want to jump in with the Sim Pit, come over to the Sim Pit with Sean Cole. We do a bit of racing there when it comes to Assetto Corsa and SRS and a few other things. Also, I do some live streaming of the races and some other things I do with racing on GLC simulations. So other than that, I'm done for today. So for CJ, I'm Todd. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good one. Catch you on the next one.
Stay safe.